Good afternoon, everyone. My project is about designing for reflection and deflection within online spaces. So we deal with combating rising negativity within social media. So the idea is that social media platforms are becoming increasingly toxic. We see a lot of negativity on social media platforms in the form of comments, which can be through online trolls, hate speech, or abuse. And this leads to emotional trauma or exhaustion with from to users who often fall victim to it. The opportunity space that I see is that social media allows users to unleash their frustration through comments in the heat of the moment. And most of social media platforms operate in the similar way with regards to comments, is that they provide a text box where users can post their comments by typing in words. Now, the question is that once a user gets triggered by these negative comments or posts, how can we provide mechanisms to help them or reflect on the behavior or deflect their frustrations in harmless ways such that they do not comment or release their frustrations online. So the goal is that we design for self-reflection or deflection of frustrations once a user gets triggered. I did some secondary research to understand the space better, and this space is called hot comments. Hot stands for hateful, offensive, and troll. I studied some motivation to trolls, which is based on situational factors such as mood, context, time of the day, getting influenced by the comments and triggered by it, and so on. Past research has also categorized trolls. There are several approaches to combat trolls, which can be divided into technical ones, such as detection, blacklisting, or non technical ones, such as manual removal of content, but this is very labor intensive. There is also community initiatives, such as fostering positive rules, humanizing prompts, and so on. Finally, these social media platforms are intentionally designed to be negative because these boost engagement this way. And some platforms are more toxic than others. And finally, I also looked into reflective design. Gaps in existing research includes limited research being done on how digital platforms can be designed to promote self-reflection and emotional regulation as the user uses the platform. How can we combat techniques? How can we create techniques which are more proactive than reactive? So current techniques are more reactive. And finally, there's lack of longitudinal approaches to analyzing user toxic behaviors over time. From this, I move on to my semi-structured interviews. I conducted 9 interviews with people who frequently engaged in negative comments online with the aim of understanding triggers, motivation to comment, and the aftermath of commenting. So users felt a variety of emotions when they were exposed to negative comments. These included sadness, agitated, disappointed, angered, unsafe, hopeless, and this causes emotional trauma and exhaustion. Certain topics attract more negativity than others, such as politics, religion, gender, feminism, cultural norms, current affairs, and so on. People are triggered by misinformation, hatred, public mindset being shifted towards negativity, lack of respect due to difference in opinions, and the feeling of entitlement or privilege that some people showcase. And finally, they are motivated to comment based on rage bait, that they are compelled due to frustrations, or sometimes people comment because they want to share their opinions and take part in these discussions in order to influence the behaviors of others. From these interviews, I also had some speculative solutions based on what the user said to combat or provide more self-reflection mechanisms in the form of frustration release tools, secret chat box where people could vent their frustrations, voice notes, vent spaces, comment summaries, which provides them the two perspectives from different people, suggestion boxes, private journals, gifts and stickers, upwards and downwards, and so on. So five of the 9 participants took part in a 2 week long diary study as well to record their lived experience with negative triggers on social media. And the idea was for this diary study was that we want to understand what is missing from these social media platforms that users resort to commenting. So every time a user felt some negative emotions that they were triggered while using social media, they would journal their thoughts in this diary. And we had like 5 to 6 questions, which were like, what is the post based on? What were you feeling when you saw the post? What went in your mind? What did you comment? Why did you not comment? And what did commenting make you feel, and so on. So based on these are the insights that are derived from these diary studies, that users want to share their opinions, which relies heavily on commenting, and diverse opinions lead to conflict through words. There is a need to see different perspectives around the same topics. So often people comment instantly based on pre-held beliefs, But when they look at different perspectives and they reflect on that, um, they would understand where the other person is coming from. Users also need a way to rectify the behaviors of others, which relies again on commenting through words which incites negativity. So they really want to spread awareness, they want to have discussions, but these discussions become negative once the other person is not willing to have a discussion. And users also need a safe space where they can share their thoughts, and they do that. Be- they do that only if the other person is willing to give them a space to vent out and like comment as well. They don't want to let get harassed in return while commenting. This was where I left off. So this code design session was initially planned on Friday, but I had to cancel it because I had to move to Pakistan on Thursday. So this is where I need your help now. I need to cover up the 2 weeks that I lost, and I just want to get done with this code design session as quickly as possible right after spring break. So if any of you wants to um, take part in this code design, I would highly, highly appreciate it. This will help me ideate the possible solutions as fast as possible, so I can like come to the final solution as quickly as possible. Right. So this is exactly where I need your help. I want to pitch this to you people so you can help. You can be participants to this code design session, and then you can help me ideate solutions for digital platforms together. In this code design, what we're basically doing is we'll understand how do users cope with frustrations in the physical world, and how can we map it on to the digital world using digital features, right? So again, I highly appreciate your support over here. So as far as the next steps are concerned, they are pretty straightforward from my end, and I have a clear path of what to do next. I just need to get things done now. So the first thing is to finish off the code design session as soon as possible to ideate how users currently cope up with frustrations in the real world, and how can we map those to the two features within the digital space. Once I'm done with this, I want to finalize my solution sketches as mid-fidelity sketches only, paper drawn sketches of multiple digital features that can help self-reflect or deflect frustrations online. Once I know what my solution is, I want to convert them to features within the different social media platforms. So I want to take four social media platforms, for instance, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit, and embed those features as those ideas as features within these platforms using their design system. So I can say like, this is my solution and this is how it would look like within all these different platforms. So same solution across different platforms. And I can have multiple solutions over here. It's not just one idea. It'll be like 4 to 5 different ideas that can be implemented. And finally, I want to conduct some user evaluation using concept testing. So I'll take one of the platforms only, like Facebook or X, and I'll create flows of that feature in some context. So for instance, a user gets triggered using through some comments or through posts, and then they would use those features, and I would see how would they react using those features, right? So I want to see whether the feature works or not. What is the user thinking while using the features? Does it help reflect them, cause reflection of their behaviors? Does it help deflect their frustrations and so on? So I will create these flows and conduct some concept testing of these features using just one application. And once this is all done, I would document my results and propose guidelines. So that is it from my side. Thank you for your attention, and I am open to questions now.